So, dangal greetings, Sir Janus. Dangal greetings to ITA. We are Group 2, and I am Lawrence Jr. C. Bautista, the leader, and I am with my group mates. We have Mr. Aquino Justin, Mr. Lee Angelo Rafi Balbera, Mr. Abraham Christopher Bukid, as well as Mr. Andre Capoy as my group mates. So let's first navigate the form that we have tasked to do, which is the property and reservation management form. So first thing that we can see here in the form is a text field for the requester name. And this text field is required to be inputted or entered something by the user. So let's put my name here, Lawrence Bautista. And as well as we have a drop down here for the equipment category. So when I click this drop down, it shows me the options that we have. Number one is the computer. So when I select the computer, it shows me the different equipment or devices that we have, such as laptop, desktop, and tablet. The next one would be networking devices. We have router, switch, access point. The last one would be multimedia equipment. We have projector, camera, and microphone. So in general, um, we can check these checkboxes, and since it uses checkboxes, we can toggle each option, and also we can choose more than one option, unlike when we use radio button. So in order for us to reserve, we have to pick one. So I'm going to choose multimedia equipment for the category, and for the devices, we're going to pick microphone. And this checkbox, it indicates for priority, and it should be also checked before clicking the reserve equipment. So let's try. So we have click the reserve equipment. So yeah, we can see here at the bottom like this, reserve confirmation. Requester, Lawrence Bautista, with a blue color text, and category, multimedia equipment with italic style. And the selected devices, a microphone with green color text. So what would happen if I um, entered an invalid input here, such as blank requester name, or I did not select any category, or I did not check this priority checkbox. It would show me, please complete all required fields, and it would highlight the input here in text field. It highlighted or the border changed to red, while the category drop down, the background color changed to light pink. So yeah, that's all for the property and reservation management form. So we're going to explain now what is the logic behind all of this. So let me transition the presentation to the code. So this is the online compiler that we have chosen for this activity. So let's go with the first one presenter, which is Mr. Rafi Angelo Balbero, to explain the code.
Dangal greetings everyone. I'm Balbero Lee Rafi Angela and I'll give a short description about our object. So this code defines a constant variable called devices. It stores an object that organizes different categories of devices and their corresponding items. So each category acts as a key in the object such as the computers, the networking devices, and multimedia equipment. So the value of each key is an array that contains multiple devices types related to that category. For example, the computers category contains the laptop, the desktop, and the tablet. So arrays are used to they allow the program to store multiple devices that easily loop through them when generating new checkboxes. So some keys are written with quotation marks because they contain spaces such as the networking devices and the multimedia equipment. And that's all for the objects. Now let's go to
Next.
the get selected devices.
So again, I'm Bautista Lawrence Jr. and I'll be discussing this function get selected devices. So what is the primary focus of this function? Since we are using checkbox for the HTML for the form, it means that we can choose or select more than one. And in order for us to gather the data or the value in checkboxes, we have to use this function. We have to create this function. So what is inside this function? We have declaration, let device checkboxes uh, equals to document that's query selector all, and inside of the parameter we have input name is equals to device. So this um, declaration purpose is to navigate all checkboxes as well as to query select all the checkbox that the user have chosen. And we also have the declaration of array object here to store for the selected devices. Since, as I said earlier, we are using checkbox and we can choose more than one option. And for us to collect the data that the user input, we have to use a loop. In this case, we are using for loop for let index is equals to 0, index is greater than device checkboxes rather, that length, and index increment per loop. So if devices checkboxes are with the index that came from the for loop that check um, selected devices that push devices checkboxes index that value. So if a user um, check or select an option in in the form, it will the logic here it will add to the array depending on the user input, and we are returning the value for the other function. So that's all for this function. So let's now move on to the next function that we are using.
Greetings everyone. So I'm Balberli Rapiangela again, and now I will explain the show devices function and how it works. So the show device function's purpose is to dynamically display device options as checkboxes on the category that is selected by the user. So first, the function retrieves the selected category from the drop-down menu using the document that get element by ID that value. Then it selects the container where the checkboxes will be displayed. So before adding new devices, the function clears any previously displayed checkboxes. So this is done using a while loop that removes all the child elements inside the container. Then, after clearing the container, the function checks if the selected category is valid and exists in the device's object. So if not, the function stops using a return. Then the for loop goes through all the devices under the selected category. So for each devices, the program dynamically creates a label element and the checkbox and input element. So the checkbox type is set to checkbox and its value is assigned to the name of the device. Then the checkbox is added inside the label and a text node containing the device name is added beside it. Finally, the label is appended to the container along with a line break. So each checkbox appears on a new line. At the end of it, there's a event listener attached to the category dropdown. So this ensures that whenever the user changes the selected category, the show device function runs automatically and updates the displayed devices. Now let's move on to the function validate for.
Dangal greetings po, sir. I am Andre C. Capoy and I am here to discuss the function validate form where the program validates the input that the user has inputted. So, this function checks whether all required fields in a form are properly filled out before the form is submitted. So, it starts by setting a variable called valid to true, which assumes the form is correct unless an error is found. So the function then retrieves the name field, category selection, priority option, and the output message area from the web page for it to check if it is valid. So it also removes any previous error indicators and clears earlier messages. And then the function validates each field. So it checks if the name field is empty. If the name field is empty and marks the form as invalid if it is. So sa border the border of the input type text highlights as red when there is no text detected in the field. So it also verifies whether a category has been selected. Next, it calls the get selected devices and it checks if any devices were chosen, and if none are selected, the form becomes invalid. And it also checks if the priority option is selected. If any of these fields are missing or not selected, an error message is displayed telling the user to complete all the required fields, which is displayed at the bottom of the screen. So finally, when the function returns true, if the form is valid, or false if there are any errors, it prevents the form from being submitted until the issues are fixed. So that's all. And let's proceed to the next logic, which is for Bukid.
Dangal greetings, Sir Janus. I'm Abraham Christopher M. Bukid, and today I will be discussing the confirmation function. The first line, which is the document that get element by ID, it selects the button with the ID reserve button. Then it adds a click event listener, which means the function inside will run when the button is clicked. Next is the validate form. Before anything happens, the program itself or the system itself calls the validate form function to check if all required fields in the form are correctly filled. The code inside the if block will only run if the form is valid. If the form is invalid, the program itself will wait to the user to fill out the remaining fields or the empty fields. Next is the let name, let category, let devices, let output. In this section, it gets the values from the form. Then as you can see in the let name that get element by ID requester's name, it has a trim. The purpose of the trim is to remove the extra spaces before and after the text. Then in the let category, it selected it gets the selected value from the drop down menu with the ID category. In the let devices, it calls a custom function get selected devices which returns an array of all devices the user has checked. Then the let output that document equals document that get element by ID. It selects the element where the confirmation message will appear. Next is the while loop. The purpose of it is to clear any previous content in the output container. It uses a while loop to remove each child element until the container is empty. Next is the let title equals document that create element B. This part of the code creates a bold element. Then the title that text content, it sets its text to reservation confirmation and adds it to the container or to the output container using the output that append child and calls it, and adds it to the title or output container. Next is the two line breaks. It adds two line breaks for spacing after the title. Then the let requester label equals document that create text node. It creates a simple text node that says requester. Then it appends it to the output container. Next is the let name span equals document that create element span. It simply creates a span element to hold the requester's name. It sets text to the name retrieved earlier. Then the style color, it changes the text color to blue for emphasis. Then it adds the span to the output container. Then the next two are the next two lines adds extra spacing after the requester name before the next section of the confirmation. The other part will be continued by Mr. Aki.
Greetings. I'm Justin Elakino. So we'll talk about the next block of codes. Let category label is document that create text node category. Same idea as the requester label. Just a plain text label that says category with no styling. Let category italic equals document that create element I element. So it's create an italic element and puts the selected category inside it. Whatever category the user pick, it will italize. Let devices label equal document that create text node selected devices. Another plain text label, but this time just announcing that the device list is coming below it. Then let device span equals document that create element span. Then the device span that text content equals to dash plus the device index. Now, this variable is created fresh every loop cycle, meaning a brand new span is made for each device. The device index means the device at a position index in the list. So on the first loop, its device is the 0 index, then the device index 1, and so on. Each one gets a dash, prefix, and a green color. Then let form elements equals document that get element by ID reservation form dot elements. Now this find the form with the ID reservation form and dot elements give back a collection of every single input, dropdown, checkbox, and button inside that form. It's stored in form elements so the loop below can go through all of them. Then the last is the loop. When the index is just a counter that starts at 0 and goes up by 1 each time, it keeps going as long as the index is less than the total number of forms element. Each time true, the form element that index dot disable equals to true, disable that element, and therefore is locking it from the further interaction.
So that will do for our midterm activity to video presentation that we have. I hope Sir Janus and to ITA will get learn or will learn something from us. Thank you. Heart react, heart react.